it's going to be streamed for the first part, so that's the only way the sound will pick up. Yes.
Come on up. Susan? Even though you're so much taller than me, so I'll just real briefly and turn it over to you. So. Hi, everybody. Was this on? Nope, not on? No.
Maybe on.
Maybe. Hello?
We need the volume up.
Here you go. Okay, how's that? Can you hear me? All right, awesome. I'm Supervisor Shirley Zane of the 3rd District. I know I have lots of people who live in my district that are here tonight. And Supervisor Gorn and I just want to spend very briefly a couple minutes welcoming you because we want to maximize the time for the commissioner interaction with you. But I wanted to thank you for coming tonight. We reached out to Commissioner Lara a couple months ago, and he said, I will absolutely come. We actually went to Sacramento and met with him and said, our fire survivors have questions. They had their homes destroyed and they have questions because the insurance trauma is what you have told us, sometimes greater than surviving the fire itself. And so we wanted to give you that opportunity to be able to talk to him and to know that we're working on your behalf to get things changed at a state level and especially at an industry level. So I want to thank you again for coming out tonight. We're going to maximize your time, and so I'm going to sit down after I let Supervisor Gorn say a few things, and she is also a fire survivor too. So thank you all for being here.
Like all of you, I am not a fire survivor by choice. Sad but true. We really need to recognize the huge amount of work that the county has done. The Office of Recovery and Resilience, Michael Gosman, you're here somewhere in the back of the room, and there are probably a number of folks back there. They've been working continuously since the fire to help the supervisors, help the county, and help you through the recovery and resilience process. And we need to thank our 3 amazing staff people also holding up the wall. Field representatives Ariel Kubu-Jones, Stuart Tippin, Michelle Whitman, Tracy Cunha. They've been with us every step of the way and probably more steps with you than we have been since they are working with the neighborhood captains and the block captains meetings. Thank you all. You are amazing. And we really have to thank you, the fire survivors, the block captains, the neighborhood captains, for maybe involuntarily accepting this awesome responsibility to represent not only your losses, but those of your neighbors, and to be the communication people who are working with us to communicate to your neighbors and your community members what we are finding out and the reverse communication. Also, Jenny Chamberlain is sitting over there. Thank you, Jenny. You're sitting down. So I am with you, and I would like, and thank you, Commissioner Lara, for being here with us. You made the commitment. You wanted to hear from the folks who are representing so many other folks. And so I'd like to just take a little straw poll here. How many of you have settled with your insurance companies? Okay, more than I thought, maybe a quarter of you. So of all of you, can you give me a rough estimate of if you are underinsured, by how much you are underinsured? Under $100,000? No hands. $100,000 to $250,000? Wow. A few hands. Over $500,000. Over $1 million. Couple hands. I raised my hand too. For a pretty modest Oakmont house. I loved living next to that state park until I didn't. And like many of you, I have not settled with my insurance company, and we're negotiating with 5, 6, 7 contractors to try to come up with a design that we can afford to rebuild that makes some sense. So indeed, I am so grateful to our insurance commissioner and his incredible staff. They are here with us, wanting to listen to you. They have some good ideas to share, but they really want to hear from you about the challenges that you have been having with your insurance companies. And like you, many of us are at the decision point. Do we rebuild? Can we settle with the insurance companies for enough money that will allow us to rebuild? And many people have said it is not within us to rebuild. We're selling the lot or holding on to the lot and simply purchasing a home or renting a home somewhere else. And I think those are lessons, painful lessons that we have to share with not only our community and the insurance commissioner, but all of the counties in California, because we are all vulnerable to the kind of catastrophic fire disasters that we've experienced. Thank you to all of my neighborhood captains, all of the neighborhood captains for districts 1, 2, and 3, no, 1, 2, and 4. And we are here to listen to you.
I have one more acknowledgement.
Go ahead.
I didn't want to forget, because we have a wonderful congressman who's been advocating for us back in Washington, D.C. in terms of FEMA funding, and his representative is here tonight, Stephen Gale, if you just raised your hand, from Congressman Thompson. So there he is back there if you want to talk to him about anything. And they do lots of constituent advocacy, too. We're really grateful for their partnership.
And although we don't have representatives from our state senators and assembly people, they have been with us every step of the way. They've been at our public meetings. They've been working on some of the insurance reforms with the insurance commissioner. So we have to recognize both federal and state elected officials helping us to move forward. Go for
Okay,
it.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Susan and I always do this. He doesn't need any more introduction. We're so grateful you're here, Commissioner Lara, and so let's give a big hand and thank you for being here.
Thank you. It's not that I'm not interested in listening to you, but he did not consult my calendar. I have a meeting in Sonoma Valley, so I'll leave in a little bit, but my field representative, Ariel, is going to be here listening to you. Thank you again.
Thank you. Good evening. It's great to be here. I'll tell you, Supervisor Zane and Gorin, right shortly after I got sworn in, they were pounding down my door and figuring out, how do we get in to see the commissioner, and how do we get him out to Sonoma? So trust me, you have 2 very dedicated supervisors who are very persistent, and I'm glad they are so, because we know that it takes persistence to survive this entire process, and God knows some patience. I want to just kind of tell you the goal for us here as a department, and the reason we're here at this moment is this is a moment where we're actually negotiating with the insurance companies ourselves, as we're trying to figure out, how do we still keep California a place where folks can have accessible and affordable insurance for their homes, for their properties, as we move forward, hopefully not having to have another very difficult summer and year as we move forward. And so we wanted to do this now, so that we wanted to hear from you. Look, the insurance commissioner position is essentially your voice and your consumer advocate on behalf of so many different industries, of course, the insurance being the main one. And so I want to give you a report of where we're at in the specific region and what we have been doing, and make a couple of announcements that I hope demonstrate that we are continuing to push the envelope when it comes to forcing these insurance companies to be accessible and to listen to the unique issues that are being faced here in Sonoma by so many of the residents. I've now toured absolutely every part of California that has been under siege when it comes to fires and floods. and starting to see some of the trends of folks that have been survivors of these fires, and want to share with you a couple of things. But I really wanted to, again, use this time to hear from you, hear from your specific cases, hear about your issues and the troubles that you've had. Even if you've settled your claim, these are things that we need to take back to the department so that then we can utilize that as our negotiation continues, not only with the governor's office, but with the insurance companies directly. So I want to give you just quickly a summary of what we've been doing. As you know, our staff have been here since the local assistance centers opened immediately following the fires. The department staff have met with over 1,000 survivors in the region at the local assistance centers and assisted over 300 survivors at our one-on-one workshops that were held December of 2017. We've participated in many of the community meetings, including recovery workshops hosted by our good friend Amy Bach, United Policyholders. And we continue to assist consumers who contact us through our consumer hotline or file complaints. The department has received over 600 formal complaints from this region. And as a result of the 2017 North Bay fire, and through our investigation and intervention in these complaints, we've been able to recover over $100 million from these cases. Recently, in February of this year, I met again with our 2 supervisors in Sacramento, and now we continue to address a lot of the issues that our supervisors brought forth. I'm also here to make 2 very important announcements of challenges that we've heard in this region. I know that many of the challenges that we are facing with the delays are encountered beyond the control, not only that are beyond the control of helping us rebuild, having to deal with your additional living expenses. And the coverage paid by the insured is set to expire in October. We have formally sent out a notice asking them to not only make sure that we've had legislation passed to include the next 36 months, and unfortunately the bill that passed didn't include a retroactivity. We're formally asking from the department, the insurance companies, to take into account the North Bay fires to make sure that you're covered in the next extension for the 36 months. So this is a formal request that our department's making to the insurance companies. So we are asking them to make that tough decision as they're negotiating with us solutions. And we've been working with them saying that this needs to happen. We're yet to hear response. We just did this tonight, and we're putting this out for the insurance companies to respond to us immediately. And that is a big, big request that we want. We want you all to be covered in this next extension. You should be covered, and we've deemed it appropriate. And so we're going to push to make sure that happens. The first step in that process has begun tonight as our formal request to the insurance companies. I wanted to make sure we came here with that notice as well. While the request, I said, is voluntary, the fires are unprecedented in our state's history. We have the backing of several legislators. We have the backing of our entire department. So we're confident we can hopefully get that done for you all as well. I again, believe the insurers giving you the additional time to collect ALE while you rebuild is consistent with the spirit of the new laws that we have been pushing in Sacramento. I'm asking insurers to understand the difficulty that you continue to be in. So that is a big issue for us, and that we're going to push forward as part of our indication as well. And the other thing that I wanted to talk to you about was to better assist survivors who have decided to purchase a home in a new location. Today, I also requested that all residential property insurers not deduct the value of the land from the purchase price of the replacement home on the new location. And that, of course, as we enter into negotiations, I'm putting this, and it's shots fired from us saying that if you're coming to us for solutions and you want some sort of reprieve, these are the two things that need to get done before you have a conversation with us in our department to cover you as well and to, hold your feet to the fire. It makes no sense that they deduct the land value from your policy, especially if you've been paying and that's part of your policy. It's a no-brainer for us, and we believe that it is not only the right thing to do, they have to do this. It is morally their obligation, given the fact that it's been part of your contract and your policy. And so, we will continue to do all we can to help assist in all the insurance benefits, and know that we're going to be here to the bitter end until everybody has their issues solved. That is a commitment that we've made, not only to your supervisors, but as a department, it is the job that we do. We continue to take calls from our hotline. We continue to address not only on the one-on-one workshops, but know that our department is here. And we wanted to give an opportunity to have to turn this over to Tony Signorelli, who is my Deputy Commissioner on Consumer Services and Market Conduct, just to give you more of an update, quick update on other things that the department is working on. And really, the rest is open up to you, the opportunity for the block captains to give us the information so we could be taking our copious notes to take that back as we continue to negotiate with the insurance industry. Know that we're here. It is my job and my obligation as your insurance commissioner to continue the good fight, and we're doing so. And today we demonstrated that we're sending two strong messages that before you even come talking to us about your solutions, you have to demonstrate that you can do these two things for us and to cover you all here in Sonoma. So thank you so much. I want to pass this over to Tony Signorelli now.
Thank you, Commissioner. Normally I would go into a lot of detail, but we're 18 months out from these claims, and you've heard it all before, all the basics of insurance, and we've been here. I see a lot of familiar faces. So I'm just going to really encourage you. Some of you have filed complaints with us, and you've had success. Some of you have filed complaints, and maybe we weren't able to resolve the issue. But we're still getting some complaints from this area, and we're still able to resolve some issues. So even if you had a case and maybe we didn't resolve that particular issue, but now you have a new issue, come to us again. Or if we resolve the issue and now you have a new issue, come to us. We're hearing issues of just continuous delays maybe that are going on, and in other areas that we have the authority to resolve. There's some issues we can't resolve beyond the law and that sort of thing, but I do encourage you to keep that in mind, that we are available. As the Commissioner mentioned, we'd received about 600 complaints from this area, and we're able to recover several $1 million on your behalf just through our investigation and intervention on those cases. So I really encourage you to come to us. Small issue, big issue, it doesn't matter. And in the end, even if we can't help you, just knowing that there's an issue out there may give us some information that we might need, data and other information we might need in Sacramento to maybe try and resolve a problem going forward too. So that would be appreciated. And just lastly, please contact us through our online. You can contact us or call us our hotline, which is 800-927-4357 or 800-927-HELP. Thank you very much.